So I welcome you to the lecture series on machine learning, and today's lecture is very important because I'm going to talk about some important libraries in Python that can be used in machine learning. And myself, Dr. Bora. I hope you already go through the different lectures that I have already introduced through this lecture series. Okay, so they are very important, and fundamentals of machine learning are discussed through different practicals. So if you have not already attended them, so do attend them. Okay, so let's start then, because to work in machine learning, obviously we need some libraries where some functions are there, where some algorithms already been implemented through those functions. So for that, we need to import those libraries. But nowadays, a lot of such libraries exist. So it's not possible to know or go through each of them. So that's why I personally feel that some libraries we should know that are frequently used, that as a machine learning means professional, or you can say as a specialization working in machine learning, you have to know or you have to aware with that. So in this lecture, I'll only introduce only those libraries that every learner in this machine learning should know. So let's start. The first one is the pandas. Well, you will see this image. This represents this pandas library. And for each of the library, I will just show you one line, at least one line of code that through which you can import those libraries to your Python program. Okay, so it would be better if you take a screenshot of each of the slide that I'll show you. Okay, that will help you in future implementation of such libraries. So pandas are turning up to be the most popular Python library that is used for data analysis with support for fast, flexible, and expressive data structures designed to work on both relational and level data. And I hope you know that what is relational data. You know from the term relation, we actually refer the tables based data, and level data, you know that for leveling, or if we speak about like level data, we maximum time use them in supervised learning. Now, in pandas, we generally work in two types of data structures. First one is series, and that is first dimensional. And the second one is data frame, that is second dimensional, two dimensional. Okay. So these two are the main types of data structure that we use in pandas. And to import pandas, this pandas library to your Python program, you need to write this line of code. Means I'm writing in red. This line of code is very important. See, import pandas as PD. Why I'm writing like this? Because PD is just an instance of this pandas. Okay, in future, by PD, we can refer all the functions that are under this pandas library. Clear? The first one, I have written this pandas, although this is not directly linked to machine library, but it is dealing with the data analysis part, the data structures part. And for every algorithm to be efficiently implemented, you are going to need these data structures or need these functions available through this pandas library function. Clear? So the next one is numpy, and the corresponding symbol is this one. And this numpy is a very popular Python library for large multi-dimensional array and matrix processing. So by numpy, actually we refer array processing Python library. Okay, the library used for this type of multi-dimensional array processing with the help of a large collection of high-level mathematical functions. And it is particularly useful for linear algebra. And I know that you guys are already aware with linear algebra, without which you can't think of entering inside of this machine learning, because linear algebra actually contributes lot or the maximum part of this machine learning. And in machine learning, actually, this is a part of statistics as well as the mathematics. We have to be very much aware with them. Then only we can create one such machine learning algorithm. Otherwise, what happen? You can work or you can employ them, but you can't think as a researcher in the machine learning to introduce an algorithm without the help of this mathematics and statistics. Well, so this numpy particularly useful for linear algebra, Fourier transform, random number capabilities. Okay, and you know TensorFlow, that is one famous library that also uses numpy at the back end for manipulating tensors. Okay, and with numpy you can define arbitrary data types and easily integrate with most other databases. And to import them, the line of code is import numpy as np. Next, SkyFi. This SkyFi library offers modules for linear algebra, image optimization, integration, interpolation, special functions, fast Fourier transform, signal and image processing, and ODE, that is ordinary differential equation solving. So other computational tasks in science and analytics. Okay. Now, the underlying data structure used by SkyPy is a multi-dimensional array, and you know in that case we take the help of numpy model. Okay, and SkyPy so depends on numpy for the array manipulation of the subroutines, and the SkyPy library was built to work with numpy arrays along with providing user-friendly and efficient numerical functions. Clear? So that is again one more option you have, and basically it works along with this means of depending on the numpy. And to import it like this one, I'm importing from skyfi.misc import imread, imsave, imresize. So these are used for some image manipulation tasks. If time permits, in near future I will frame a lecture to show you the use of every library function through a practical example. Clear? The next one is skylearn, and you can put a star mark here because this is the most important one. Okay, and this is the most popular ML libraries for classical ML algorithm, and it built on top of basic libraries, Python libraries like numpy and SkyPy. Sometimes it is pronounced as numpy, sometimes numpy. Okay, so it's your choice. So the skylearn supports most of the supervised and unsupervised learning algorithm. So as they can be used for data mining and data analytics, so it is a very good tool to work with ML. So import them like this one from skylearn, import dataset. Some inbuilt datasets are there you can use, and you can show the implementation of your algorithm with respect to them. Then from skylearn, import matrix. From skylearn.tree, import decision tree classifier. This is a very famous decision tree classifier in supervised learning. Okay. So there we have cart algorithm. So this way you can use this scikit-learn. Clear? Then next you have Tiano. This is again a popular Python library that is used to define, evaluate, and optimize and mathematical expressions involving multi-dimensional arrays in an efficient manner. And it achieved that by optimizing the utilization of CPU and GPU. That is very important task. By when you optimize the utilization of the CPU and GPU, obviously your performance will be improved. So it is extensively used for unit testing and self-verification to detect and diagnose different types of error. And it can perform data-intensive computation up to 140x much faster than GPU than on a CPU. So this can automatically avoid errors, bugs when dealing with logarithmic and exponential functions. It has some built-in tools for unit testing and validation, therefore avoiding bugs and problems. So this is one of the major features of Tiano. This can be imported as import Tiano or import Tiano.tensor.st. Clear? Then we have TensorFlow. I have used this term 2 times already. So this TensorFlow is a very popular open source library for high performance numerical computation developed by Google Brain team in Google. So it is a Google Brain team which developed this product, and this is a framework that involves defining and running computations involving tensors. And what is tensors? Tensors you can consider is as geometrical objects, okay, like vectors, so this figure, from this symbol already is defining some kind of tensor. So it can train and run deep neural networks that can be used to develop